everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of the Jenn Sheelen podcast. I am Jen of JennSheelen.com, and this is my co-host, Doug the dog. You ready to get started, buddy? Are you ready? You want a cookie? You gotta do a high five. High five. Good boy. Very helpful co-host. So today is Thursday, November 10th of 2016, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome, and if you are a new viewer, or returning, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Always get that backwards. All right, you can find me on various forms of social media. I am on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr, and I have a Ravelry group for the podcast as well. So come on, check it out. And if you like this podcast, hit the subscribe button below. There you go. All right, what do you think, buddy? We ready? Yeah? This guy was such a good boy. Oh my goodness. So we went away this past weekend to go visit some family. And, oh, big yawn. And he was around some of his tiny human friends who are besotted with him. Oh my goodness, and you saw pictures at the beginning of the podcast of them with him. He was such a good boy. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have been a prouder mama of my dog. And he was so mellow, I swear. If he wasn't laying directly in the way, you wouldn't even know there was a dog in the house. He was so quiet and so mellow. And the kids would call him and he'd follow them around the house. And he was just so well behaved. I couldn't be prouder of my dog. And the biggest compliment from our family, from Colleen and her husband Mike, were, man, if we can get a Doug the dog, we'd have a dog tomorrow. But you can't guarantee that. That's the only problem. But he was that good. Right, buddy? Yes, you were. You didn't like the car, but you were still a good boy. Yeah. Anywho, I'm actually getting ready for Frank Sheelen's birthday dinner tonight. Happy birthday, Frank Sheelen! His birthday was actually yesterday, but I'm putting a little get-together tonight for him at a local place called the Beer Works in Hingham. And we're going to just have a little dinner to celebrate his birthday and cheers at a beer place. Brewery, because, hello, it makes sense. Yeah. I have to include a picture right here. Our New Jersey beer hall. Hopefully it works. That is the biggest haul we've ever brought back from our visit down to the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. Oh my goodness. So what I decided to do is I was gonna buy beer yesterday while Frank was at work. And I always get him beer. We get each other beer for our birthdays. But I was down in Jersey and I go to Colleen because Frank was spending time with his brother, my brother-in-law Damon. I was like, maybe we should sneak out and I can go get beer here. Stuff he can't usually get his hands on, and I think I'll earn major wife points if I do that. And I did. Oh my goodness, he was surprised. Like, usually I can't surprise him, and sure enough, I did. I'm like, did you see that coming? He's like, mm-mm. I was like, yes! So I got him a ton of birthday beer down there. He had picked up a bunch of birthday beer. His brother got him a bunch of birthday beer. And of course we stopped and kind of filled in the blanks. So we brought home a ridiculous amount of beer. It's awesome. It will take us quite some time to go through it. But oh my goodness. What a great haul. Seriously. And then Christmas is coming, so we'll have another beer haul. I can't wait. Anyway, I digress. That has nothing to do with knitting. So I'm going to get right to it. Right, buddy? Okay, so the podcast that I was listening to while I was getting ready today was Megan with the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. And I think she's still relatively new, and I happened to stumble across her. It was one of those, on the side where recommended podcasts for you. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting name. It caught my eye, and what a cute podcast. I really enjoy her. And she shows off really cute projects, and has just got a great personality. Definitely go over and check out her podcast. She's a lot of fun. Yeah. So are we, Dougie, right? That's right. Okay. I actually have a spin and right round. It's been so long! I know. I haven't really had time to spin. I've been busy. I mean, this episode is called Announcing All the Jenn Sheelen for a reason, because I have been a busy bee, so I haven't had time to spin. But I decided to go diving into my fiber bucket and pull some stuff up for you guys to see. Or at least one thing. Just one. this episode's mostly gonna be about the Jenn Sheelen stuff, but I did want to include some other little goodies there because, you know, I gotta give props to other people too. This is some fiber, yummy, delicious fiber I bought a while ago from Countess of Blaze. It's so delicious, and it's 100% soybean, so I'm like really curious. I've never spun that before. I'm really curious to spin it, and the colorway is Beauty Given from the Graces, and it's part of her Odyssey Trail line, and OMG. Like, seriously, look at that. I just said OMG, didn't I? I did. How Dougie, how about you lay down? You're kinda in the way. There we go. Look at this. Oh my god. Look at those colors. Like, for reals. I can't wait to spin that. It's gonna be so pretty. And I really think I kind of want to do this on 2 bobbins and do a 2-ply. I don't know why that just occurred to me, but I kind of want to do that. I need some, like, kind of barber pole-y effect going on. I haven't done that in a really long time. I've done all Navajo ply for a while, and I think it's time that I did some barber pole. I think that's going to happen with this. And it's 3.5 ounces, so I can really stretch it if I do it as a 2-ply versus a 3-ply. Aha! It'll be exciting. So, get my mojo back. Get my mojo back. I should have a little bit more time coming up in the near future, I hope. Maybe. And I'll have a chance to spin. It's there. The want is there, just the time has not been there. Soon. Okay. On to selfish knitting. I feel a little bad. Because again, I finally started to slow down. I was like, I should treat myself. I really should do some full-on selfish knitting. And I have. I mentioned these in the last episode. Oh my god! They're even better than I thought they were gonna be. This yarn is from Nomadic Yarns, and the colorway is Bertie Bott's Every Flavored Bean. So it's Harry Potter, so hello, it had to be mine. Look at this colorway, right there. Oh my gosh, look at it. And then look at these socks, how they're knitting. Dude, for reals. Like, look at these. I'm covering my face. Look, I can't. Like, I had to make myself put them down and work on other stuff, and I knew that was going to happen. I was going to cast these on and be like, I only want to work on these. So I had to give some love to my other projects. I brought 4 projects down with me to New Jersey, and I touched on every single one of them. Haha. And I can knit in the car now, too. Yes! I get horribly car sick, but with knitting plain vanilla socks, or just plain old stockinette, I don't have to look, so I can knit in the car. Thank you very much. 5 hours. It was 5 hours wasted when I couldn't knit before. So now I've finally been able to work my way up to not looking when I knit, and I can knit in the car. So I got a lot of knitting done in the car. But I wouldn't let myself, it was like, I only let myself work on these a little bit. This was like an evening and maybe a morning. I mean, I was just like, beep, beep, beep. I couldn't stop. I couldn't put them down. Love them. I love her yarns. Nomadic Yarns. I love your yarns. I need to get more of them. I had to force myself to only buy one. I'm like, I'm on a yarn diet a little bit, because now I'm dyeing yarn, so I really need to slow it down. So I only bought one. But I will be buying more, because I love it. Like a lot. Okay, on to the next selfish knit. These are fun. These give me warm fuzzies. I'm knitting a pair of socks for my friend Sheelen. They're technically birthday socks, I'll call them that, even though they're not quite done. They're almost done. And I had to have him try the first one on anyway, because this is the first time I'm knitting him a pair of socks with an afterthought heel, so I really wanted to make sure they fit. And they did. Now, my sock blocker is a little too small for his feet, but it'll give you, and they're not locked, so, but it'll still give you the idea. Look at them, and these are from my orange and red Doug the Dog sock blanket that I was playing around with a while ago. And look how fun they're coming out. And because I didn't really saturate all the way through the sock blank, there's a lot of white coming through, and I actually really like that effect. I'm really happy with how they came out. They're fun. So I have a hoe and a half, because these are almost done. Getting close. And I have this much of a blank left. I'm actually getting a little bit worried. I should have just enough to finish the foot and the heel. Should have just enough. I'm gonna go with that. It's not yarn chicken yet. If I get like down to the wavy bottom there and I haven't finished the foot or toe yet, I'll be a little worried. Okay. I'll make it work. All right. Oh, so I finally put some more love into my Riley Rose shawl too. Yes. Look at it. Oh my goodness. I just posted a picture on Instagram too. So if you follow me there, you've got a little sneak peek of it. But now I'm into the decreases of it. Oh my God. I love this shawl. I love the colors of this shawl. Look at how pretty that is. I mean really, look at that thing. Look at all the texture and all the different patterns in this shawl. Oh my goodness. So where's my decreases? You can kind of see it. I don't know if I can hold it and do it, but you can see the decreases starting right there. So I'm on to the other side. So now it'll be smooth sailing. Love it. I love how it keeps me engaged, really. Each section really just, like, you can't wait to get to the next one and get to the next color with each one. So it really keeps you engaged. So I made sure I put a lot of love into it recently because I earned it. I earned it. I earned some selfish knitting with it. And that's why I won't let myself knit those nomadic sock yarns, because nomadic socks. Yeah, you get me. Because I want to be able to finish this. And it's still fall, and while it's still fall, I mean, I'm going to run out of fall. So I really want to finish this before fall is over. So close. So close. Right there. And, oh my goodness, you guys, I finally put some love into my Hokey Locatelli boxy sweater. What's up? Finally, that poor thing has just been sitting there with a little bit of knitting on it, and I finally put some love into it. The other day, that was my only project I worked on, was my sweater. I'm like, that's it. Keep knitting it. That's all you get to work on today. And I was not bored because I was visiting family. I'm talking and just kind of knitting. It was a perfect project for that. Easy to pick up, easy to put down. Like, I don't care if I'm in the middle of a row or not on this one because it's in the round. Look at how much love I put into that sweater. I mean, it was really just like an inch maybe on this sweater. And look at that. Look how pretty the colors are coming out. Hi. Come on, light. Which way? Oh, well, a little better there. Look at that with like a little bit of the dark striping in there. Oh, I'm in love. I really can't wait to finish it. And I'll be happy if I have it for winter. So I'm not like rushing as much as I am with the Riley Rose shawl, but I should get cracking because I want this for winter. I do. So I'm squeezing that in too. That is my selfish knitting. What do I have next? Oh, beverage of choice. Yes. I actually have two to show you. Now, one, I don't actually drink this type of beer, but I really wanted to show it off, so I will show this first. This is from the Departed Souls Brewery, and the beer is called Bogan. It's actually after the owner's dog. And I believe this is a barley wine. Yes, I don't drink barley wines. I still want to try it and give it a chance, but usually I stick to my IPAs, stouts, and porters. That's kind of like what I drink. But what makes this even more special is my brother-in-law, Damon, drew the photo. He did the artwork for the can, and that's the owner's dog. It looks exactly like him. Obviously, not, the colors are more fun and bright here, but that face is the owner's dog, like to a T. He did such a good job with that. And what I'll do is I'll link to my brother-in-law's Instagram so you guys can see some more of his artworks, because he is selling it too. And oh my goodness, I couldn't be prouder. I was like, oh my goodness, has his artwork on a beer can. How amazing is that? So proud of him for this. It's so great. But yeah, I tend not to drink barley wines, and I really didn't want to crack this open and not like it while drinking it on the podcast. So I played it safe and just wanted to show you guys the cans. The one I am drinking today, where is my can, is Morph, and that's from the Night Shift Brewing. Now with Morph, it's an IPA, you have to make sure you say the date because they kind of change it up. The same type, like Morph, they change it up each time they brew it. So this is from October 20th, so it's 10/20/16. And that is the can for the IPA. Ta-da! Cheers! Oh, it's delicious. And this one's good. It's a lighter beer. I want to say this one's like 4.5 or 5 something. It's 5%. I'm going to call it 5%. Split the difference. And so it's a lighter IPA. So it's like kind of like a light and refreshing one versus those heavy double IPAs that I usually look for. So it's kind of nice to break them up. Like you can't have too many double IPAs. They are filling and they are strong. So it's good to have some lighter IPAs on hand as well. This is a good one for that. Ooh, so yummy. And for Pete's sake, I'm turning red. Man, this hasn't happened in a while. So, if you are a new viewer and you haven't watched some of my beginning episodes, I used to turn like beet red all the way up to here. I think it's just because I'm warm and it just, and I was a little shy. So yeah, ignore that. Next up, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited for this one. What I'm styling. Oh my god, this is so great. So this is from my friend Laura. Laura Knits PA on Ravelry, and she made this shawl, and it's close to you. Yes, it's the close to you shawl. She made it out of my yarn. So she was one of my testers for my hand painted yarn. I really wanted to send that out and make sure that it wasn't bleeding too much, that the colors really stuck, that it was comfortable to knit with, all of the above. And she knit this for me. She knit this out of my yarn, and she sent it to me so that I could show it off on the podcast and wear it on the podcast. I was like, oh my god, that's a genius idea. So here it is. I'll take it off so you guys can see too. Give my neck a little. It's not the yarn. I'm just hot. Like anything I put on, if I do that and I'm in front of the lights, I'm like, whew. And I'm drinking beer, so it's like, yeah. Anyway, look at this shawl. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I'm tooting my own horn a little bit here because I dyed the yarn, but oh my goodness, I like got goosebumps when I opened the package from her. I was like, oh my god. Look at how those colors kind of like the striped on a diagonal. Isn't that so pretty? And there's sparkles in there too. I don't know if they're going to pick up on here, but this is my Warm Fuzzies Twinkle Base with the gold sparkles. And the colorway is Autumn Sunset. Oh my goodness, Laura, I can't rave about this shawl enough. It's so pretty. I was so happy, and I like put it on right away. I'm like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So of course, I had to wear it on this episode and show it off. Look how pretty that is. I love how I can just kind of throw it on too. It's great. Tuck my little ends in there. Come here. Just kind of, ta-da. I love that. I can't. So thank you so much, Laura. I absolutely, thank you so much for testing my yarn, for one, and knitting this beautiful shawl and then sending it to me so that I could show it off in the podcast. I mean, oh my goodness. You're awesome. Thank you. Warm fuzzies. Just saying. Stop it. I know, I'm a little off today. I can't help it. It's Frank Sheelan's birthday and we're going to take him out, so it's all fun, and you know how romantical and whatnot I get. Can't help it. Okay, I'll stop. Up next, all right, we have showing off, and I almost didn't have anything to show off. And again, I'm like, I do too have stuff to show off. Hello, I have a whole closet full of stuff upstairs. Duh. I have two good things to show off. The first one, and shoot, I looked up how to pronounce it and now I forget. I believe it's Query Fiber. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. And this is from my buddy and cousin, my BFF, Colleen. She was actually, I think, on her way up here for something and was in Rhode Island and went to a shop in Rhode Island and found this yarn. And the colorway is Oxblood, and it's got gold sparklies in it. And oh my god, look at that pretty yarn. Oh. And it immediately popped in my head when I went to go into my sock yarn bucket, and I'm like, I want to knit that red yarn and have that for Christmas. Totally. So I need a pattern for it. I don't know what to make. I'm thinking something like dragony, or I don't know. I need some recommendations. So what are some shawl ideas of any shape, really? That has to be a 1 skein, or actually, you know what? I take that back. Even if it's a 2 skein, I can maybe mix this with something, but I kind of want it to be all about this colorway. So I'm going to try to stick to a 1 skein shawl. What are some ideas? Please help me out. Come on over to the thread in my group for this episode and tell me what you think. Give me some ideas. I'm going to need some ideas for this one too. It might be too soon to talk about it. If you have not seen the season premiere of Walking Dead for the season, you might want to fast forward about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, because spoiler alert. I got this yarn from Bohemia Fibers, and the colorway is Glen. It might be too soon. I think it's too soon. But in honor of Glenn, I pulled out the colorway. And it's so pretty. Oh, Bohemia Fibers comes up with such pretty colorways. And I love how she takes like a snapshot from the show and then dyes the colors to look like it pulls all the colors from that snapshot. So pretty. And I don't know what to make out of this one. I'm thinking, again, it's going to be a shawl. And it's going to have like teardrops or something in it. It has to have tears for Gwen. So either I'm going to design it or I need to find one that has something that I'm looking for. I kind of have it in my head, and I think it's going to be like an asymmetrical, kind of like this guy, with some tears. Tears for Glenn. It's awful. Okay, I'm done. I'm really into Walking Dead. After that episode, I was like, I don't know if I can ever watch this again. It wrecked me. It wrecked me. It was... I'm done. Okay. Okay. what else did I have to show off? That was it. That was it for showing off. I just kind of went simple. You know, I wanted to give you a little taste of all this other stuff before getting into the other stuff later. That's all about Jenn Sheelen. The next up is giveaways. Oh my goodness. So I've talked about my jar along pretty much every single episode, and that I am running with my friend Candy from the Pause for Stitches podcast. And we have finished October, and we have an October winner. Drum roll, please. It's Cozy Couch, my friend Cindy, who I met through the Yarniacs group. So Cindy, I have a package for you. Yay! You get a Jenn Sheelen pattern of your choice. You get this skein, and I showed this a few episodes ago. I don't remember how long ago this one was. This is from Eternity Ranch, and the colorway is called Throw Pillows. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I believe, I want to say this is worsted weight. I'm trying to remember on this one. It's 243 yards, so I'm going to guess it's DK or it's worsted. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I will note it in my show notes. So you win that, Cindy. You also win, and I've had this in my back pocket for a while, from one of my favorite podcasters ever. It's from Barbara from Knitting I Love, and this is her cute little coaster with, oh, Doug likes it too, with the needle sizer, and her cute little stitch markers and progress keepers in there. So look how pretty that is. So she gets that too. Yep. And, oh my goodness, you get a jar. Ta-da! Unless you have a jar. If you do, just message me and I won't send that along. You get the hangy lid as well. Ta-da! So that is your prize package for October. Congratulations, Cindy. I was so excited when I pulled your name up. You were seemingly having a very rough day the other day, so I was like, she's getting a present. That'll make it better. A little smile. Okay, so the next up for the jar along, so we have a featured jar for November, and the featured jar this month is Dream Whisperer. This is another pretty popular one. This one I'm going to call my second most popular next to Fairy's Firelight. Look at how pretty that one is. I have a fake tea light going on in there. It's still not bright enough, but you can kind of see it in there flickering. Look at that design. I love this one. It was an accident that I found that pattern. I was like, oh, that design. I was like, you know, stitch pattern. I'm like, that would be really pretty on a jar with the flames going through. This one, I really like it a lot. And it's super pretty. I have the little shepherd's hooks, and I put them outside when we're doing a fire pit, and I hang that up. Hang that up in some of my other jars. Oh, they're so pretty, like around when we're sitting around the fire pit, and they're all lit up. It's like nice ambiance. I love it. So that is our featured jar for November. I know I'm a little goofy today. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm really excited because I'm like building up to the end of this episode. It's gonna be so exciting. Okay, what is up next? We're gonna mellow it down for a second. Mellow it down to knit reading. I have knit read. I talked about these in the last episode as well. First to Die by James Patterson. I actually listened to that one. It had an audiobook. That was really good. I actually really enjoyed that book. So I'm on to the second one now. So what I'm knit reading now, well, listening to, is the second one in the series, and it's Second Chance, and that's also really good. I'm really into it. So I highly recommend those, and it seems like there's a lot in that series. It's the Women's Murder Club series, I think it's called. Definitely check it out. And the other one I read was The Ocean at the End of the Line by Neil Gaiman. That was an interesting book. I really didn't see that coming. Like, I didn't get that it was going to have like this almost, I'm going to call it whimsical type of story. I really just didn't see that coming, and it was actually a pleasant surprise. And it was really good. It was cute. It was a nice, you know, somewhat easy read, and I got through it pretty quick, and it was good. It was like a very different from some of the stuff I usually read. So if you want something a little different and a good read, check that one out too. The other one, I actually finished this one. I actually stayed up to read last night. Usually when I go to bed, I do my little jigsaw puzzle on my iPad or my little word puzzle game, and that's what knocks me out. But last night I could not put this book down. I'm like, I need to finish it. I need to know. This one was No One Knows by J.T. Ellison. Oh my goodness. And it was one of those books where you're like, what? Oh! And it gets you, and you're just like, you don't think you're happy about it, but you're like, it's still, like, when a book affects you like that, it's a good book. So it definitely, I highly recommend it. But I definitely had a, oh, moment when I was reading it. And the last one, I actually haven't started this yet, but I'm going to start it next, is Still Life by Louise Penny. And that one was recommended, somebody in the Grocery Girls podcast group recommended that one, so I'm curious to check that out. Now we gotta bring things back up again for what's up with all the things. You guys, I have been very busy. So see why I because I'm so excited. I have released all the things on my website. All the things that I've been talking about are finally up. My yarn is now available for sale. Oh my goodness, finally, yay! It is up for sale. I have 3 sock yarn lines. I have my Warm Fuzzies sock. I have my Warm Fuzzies Twinkle in either silver or gold sparkles. And I have my Warm Fuzzies Cashmere, because you gotta have a little cashmere for a little squishy yummies. All right, so I have them broken out. If you go to my website, I have a category for yarn. Go check that out. And I broke out all 3 sock lines too, if you are interested in a particular base. Oh my goodness, they're finally up. I'm so excited. And I actually sent out my first bunch of packages the other day, so my little yarns are off to their new happy homes. And I think for each one, they're gonna get there Saturday. So if you just ordered some yarn from me, you should have it Saturday. I can't wait. I was so excited to package those up. I actually posted a picture on Instagram of the little packages. I was like, my little lovelies are going off to their new homes. Yay. So enjoy your yarns. I have some more left. My most popular colorway right now is definitely Bubbles and Sunshine. That one, and I had a feeling that was going to be the one. So there are very few left. So if you're interested in that colorway, go scoop them up, because they're going like hotcakes. That one, it's flying out the door. And I can see why. And I might have to make one more, at least for me. I don't know. These are all limited colorways, so it may not come back. But I may have to make a snatch one or make one for me. I don't know. I can't be selfish about my yarns. I gotta sell them. But it's so pretty. Knitting first world problems. I've said that before. Anywho, what else is up on my website now are my greeting cards. Yay! They are finally up for sale on my website as well. And they are sold as a set of 4. And you have, what I did was I listed the names of each of the critters that are on the cards. And I believe I have Flutterby, I have Bernice, I have Jacques, Lala, and Bingo are all the animals that I knit up and took photos of for our greeting cards. Definitely go check them out on the website. They're so cute. And what bums me out is the pictures on the website really don't show the quality of the paper. We have a nice linen finish, and it just gives it that little bit of texture, and it's just really just adds to the card. It's a really, really good cardstock and just a nice touch to the card. So keep that in mind if you are looking at them. It does have a nice little linen finish with a little texture. So they're finally up. I was so excited when I was like, boom, publish. I was just, I couldn't even. I'm like, they're finally up. We've had this idea for years. We've talked about it, didn't make it happen, and now they're finally up. I couldn't be more excited. And Jenn Sheelen too. I mean, he really couldn't, once we got those photos done, and we were both just like, oh, they're exactly how we wanted them to be. And that moment where you just it's like, yes! That's what we both had. And, oh my goodness, you guys, the other thing I talked about was knitting my ornaments and putting them up for sale on my website. They are up for sale on my website. I literally just launched them yesterday. I was like, I really want to get them up before I podcast so that I can announce them as well. So they are up for sale on the website. I am selling them in sets of 3, and they're my Victorian Yuletide ornaments. So I sell the pattern as well as the finished items. So if you go to check out the website, keep that in mind. And I marked them pretty clear. And I also sell the pattern on my Ravelry store as well. But now for non-knitters who are interested in the ornaments, they are available for you as well. So go check them out. And it's my Victorian Yuletide pattern 1 and my Victorian Yuletide pattern 2 as well. So I have both sets up for sale in a plain natural yarn, in silver sparkle, and in gold sparkle too. I threw that one in. I was like, ooh, what about a gold sparkle too? And I've already got some purchases on those, and I have limited stock of them too. So if you are interested in them, they're another one you're going to want to scoop up because they're already going really quick, which is lovely for me. I was so excited. I was like, My little lovelies. People like them. That feeling, I can't describe that feeling, and I really can't tell you guys how much I appreciate that. I really, every time I get an order in, I'm like, oh, it just gives me these warm fuzzies. I love it. So thank you very much. I appreciate all of you for that. Okay, I'll stop at the moment. But that is all I have for you. Wait a minute. Jenn Sheelen. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I just breezed right past this. What else am I up to? Hello? I've completely forgotten I'm a knitting designer too. Duh. I'm working on new patterns that I've mentioned in the past 2 episodes, I think. Right? And I finished writing it. It's now in test mode. These are going to go with my New Horizons Infinity Scarf pattern. They're going to match, so I'm going to do it as a set. I've done mittens, and they're so pretty. Wait till you see. They're also really warm, so I'm going to heat up even more. Look at how pretty they are. My New Horizons mittens. I love the cuff so much, so I wanted that to match the Infinity Scarf. So it looks like the little birdies flying up out of the cuff. Love them. So the mittens, the pattern is written and done, but again, it is out in test mode, so it should be coming out in the near future. And I'm knitting a hat to go as part of the set as well. Can't believe I almost forgot to talk about this. Jenn Sheelen. Remember, you're a designer. You started designing first. Shame on me. But anyway, I've started a hat too. And I don't know if I'm totally going to go with this design, but this is part of the thing. You start knitting it and you see what happens. So here is the cuff again, or the bottom, and then the little birdies. Now what I did was I did this where you're not going to fold up the brim. I actually did this where it's just going to kind of sit about like right there on your head. And I'm kind of going, I guess you're going to call it like a boho style, where it's going to be like baggy and it's going to have a pom-pom on it because I am obsessed with pom-poms now, as I've mentioned. So that's what's kind of in my head. So I'm going to knit it out and I'm going to see if I like it with this design. In my head it looks great, but I may change my mind. What is your opinion on a floppier hat versus more of a fitted hat? I think most hats that I see are floppy or loose. I barely see, like, I do see beanies, but a lot of the hats that I see that are popular out there have some slouch. And they kind of call to me too. So yeah, I'm hoping this one works out that way. So that is the hat, New Horizons hat, New Horizons mittens, to go with the New Horizons Infinity Scarf. And once the hat is finished, I will pull the scarf out too, so you can see me wearing the set. Because duh, it's gonna have to be what I'm styling in that episode, and I'm gonna roast and be beet red. But that's okay. Anyway, now that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And Doug the dog, you wanna say goodbye too? Do you want a cookie? You're gonna have to get up. Come on. If you want a cookie, you gotta up. Come on. Do you want a cookie? You're gonna have to up. Come on, lazy bones. Up. There we go. Of course, you're in the way. Can we do a high five? Up here? There we go. Almost smacking me in the face. So Doug the dog says goodbye too, and now he's on my lap. Again, thank you very much for joining us, and I will see all of you in a couple of weeks. Thank you, and happy knitting!